Hello and welcome back to Mindful Sojourn. I'm Janie and welcome to everyone who is watching, whether you are a returning viewer or subscriber. Thank you for your continued support. I'm really glad that you keep coming back. And if you are just stopping by and this is the first time you're checking out my channel, I hope you like what you find and I hope you will stick around for more. So I have been in the process of mass making my first junk journal release. I'm working on 10 journals. Most of them are already sewn and bound and ready, minus, pockets and things like that. I only have a few left that still need the signatures sewn in, but I had more than half of the 10 done and mostly ready, so I was gonna go to the craft fair today. If you've been watching this series that I've been doing, I've mentioned that my goal was to have them mostly ready for the craft fair today, but it's a very small craft fair and it's poorly advertised, and the organizer is a bit unorganized and hard to reach, and so I didn't know apparently it was canceled today. Sometimes they post that it's happening, or I don't know. It was just crazy. I showed up and my husband set up a tent and a table and it looked perfect. I was so excited. I boxed up all of my stuff. Have my journals, the ones that are ready, in this nice little wicker box, and I was looking forward to making a display on the table, and I was gonna sit there and work on the ones that I have left. You know how if you go to a fair of any kind, whether it's a craft fair, a Renaissance fair, any kind of craft market, sometimes the artists or artisans are sitting there working on their art while they have other items that are ready for purchase. So I was just gonna do that and I was gonna have so much fun with it. And I get there and yeah, no one else showed up. So apparently it was canceled, but like I said, it's not very well advertised, and so I had no way of knowing. But anyways, it at least got me, it gave me a goal to work towards, and like I said, most of the journals are done, but since I had all my stuff, kind of boxed up and pulled out and ready to work on things, I decided when I got home that I would reorganize my craft area. So I realized the other day that I had 2 drawers right here that were empty, and so I think you can kind of see a little bit. So I put all my stickers and die cuts and stamps down here, along with some extra paper scraps, and then over here, you can't really see this one too great, I have some just paper tools, hole punches, corner trimmers, extra glue. And then over here, I have my stamps and ink that I use regularly. And then I've got just some tape and my little R2D2 Tamagotchi. He keeps floating around. The battery is dead and I lost the little chain. I did have him on my keychain, and the little chain broke, so he keeps floating around because he just makes me happy. Whenever I'll move him around and put him in a different drawer, and then I forget where he is, and then he turns up and it's like, oh, there's Artie. And then I've got all my washi tape down here. So I'm just organizing this whole area. I've got my bookbinding tools right here, so they're in sight. And in case you're wondering, let me just remove this from the tripod. In case anyone has wondered, oh, what is this thing over here that she's always pulling stuff off of? So this was the inside piece of an antique secretary desk. You know, the kind where the desk like folds down, and so the part that folds down becomes like your writing space, and then this is inside and it's concealed because of the desk part that is like a door and it folds down. Anyways, I took the whole desk, and I removed the flap part that folds down. I removed that, and this was not like fixed in it. It was removable, so I pulled that out and I turned that into a hutch for my dining room because it has shelves above the desk. So that is now a hutch in my dining room, but I couldn't bear to just like get rid of this thing because I don't know, I just love how it looks. And so it is now kind of the centerpiece of my little craft corner over here. So I decided to put things on this that I use regularly, that I want handy, like right in front of me for when I'm filming, you know, so my inks and my glues and bookbinding tools and threads, and these can actually go away and go with all of my other boxes for junk journals. So I've been collecting all these boxes for a while, and saving them so that they can be turned into junk journals. And I've got some dried flowers and some other fragile things in here, and I might actually use some of those in this video because as I was here organizing all of this, I had these chipboard shapes that I got from the dollar store, and I was just now opening them up and putting them into this drawer, and I realized on this packaging I might be able to use this for something. So I don't know what this is going to turn into, but stick with me because I think it's going to be really cool. So let me just put my camera back up here. Okay, so that cut off while I was putting it back up. But anyways, I'm going to try to use these for something. I wasn't planning on doing this today for this video, but I'm just going with it. I was suddenly inspired. So yeah, I was just gonna give you guys a little tour of my craft area reorganized. So I hope that inspires you to start off your week with decluttering and resetting for the week. So I'm just looking for something to work with here. So as I was saying, I have all these chipboard cutouts, and I decided to reuse this packaging and turn it into some kind of little decor thing. Let's see what this is gonna, not decor, but well, junk journal decor. I've got all these dried flowers over here that I've been slowly using and hoarding for a project. So this is just over 2.5 inches wide. So I want right about there. And I did use some of the flowers in some of the tags that I made recently. So like this, it's covered with plastic wrap, not plastic wrap like that you use on food. It's like acetate, so it's firmer and it's meant to protect the flower. But for these, I decided this could be a little 3D case of sorts. That fits in there perfectly. Now I just need to put a flower in it. So I have some lavender. Some of this is pressed and some of it's not, but it doesn't really make that big of a difference if whether it's pressed or not. It doesn't, so this one is pressed, and this one is not. So it's a little bit thinner. I will, for the sake of this project, use the pressed one because this is a very narrow, spot for it to fit into. And there you go. It's simple as that. Wow. Okay, now this, what do you do with this? Well, first of all, do I want to put anything else in there, like behind it? Could put a little label. Where's my pen? How do I, there we go. What is the botanical name for lavender? Let me look that up real quick. Okay, I started working on this yesterday and I got carried away by other duties, you know, as a mom, and so I am picking up where I left off with this random idea that I had. So here's the first one. And I already cut this for the next one, and I think I might, I don't know, I thought about using maybe some of this. I don't know. Do I want to leave it like that, or do I want to add a butterfly maybe? I think I like that better. I think I want to write the botanical name lavandula. I'm not going too excessive with the glue because this will all be just contained in this little space. I think that's a little, I think I need to cut the stem a little more. There we go. Perfect. I love how that looks. Now let's see how it looks on a, actually, let me finish up. I have a couple more. I think for these I might use some dried daffodils. Daffodils are one of my favorite flowers. I think it has a lot to do with being a huge William Wordsworth fan. And if you're familiar with his poetry, you will know that he has a poem about daffodils. Okay, I couldn't help myself. I had to write down a line from Wordsworth's poem, I wandered lonely as a cloud. I decided to go with the last line of the poem. I just don't want these white edges poking out. I'm not even gonna bother gluing that. Actually, I think I will use a smidge, just because this plastic piece doesn't have a bottom edge to it. So these are a 3-pack of chipboard cutouts, and so I cut the 3 sections out. So then this one has like a border on the sides and the bottom, whereas the top and middle one only has the fold over on the sides. So like this has 3, but now this one only has the flaps on the sides. So I don't want anything falling out. I think once I get the flower in there, it'll make it all snug. I think I like it. I don't know. I'm gonna do something different with this next one. Okay. How many did I do? Okay, I'm gonna do one more, and I'm gonna try to fit this sand dollar in here. It's gonna take up most of this framed area, so I'm not too worried about what's behind it. I might do that. don't know if this is gonna work. I just thought it would look cool. I love that. Okay, now I just need to figure out how to glue it down. Hot glue would probably be better, but I don't want to dig out my glue gun. And that's a wrap. The baby is awake. Before I go get him, let me just show you real quick what this could look like. So I'm just gonna pick a random page. Where do I, yeah. So, I mean, you could put this anywhere in a journal, like just as an embellishment. You can glue it to the corner of a page. It could even be a pocket. I don't know if I would do that. You could just glue 2 of the 4 sides. I guess that would be a tuck spot, but I think because this, I don't know, I wouldn't really trust that. I may just like glue the entire back and just have it be just something decorative, just something to look at. But there you go. I think it looks really cool. It's just a unique, I don't know, a unique little embellishment. I like the way that looks. Okay, I gotta go get the baby. Bye.